am grateful for this day. I am grateful for breath in my body. I am grateful for a comfortable place to lay my head. I am grateful for food that's nourishing to my body. I am grateful for my faith and strength in God. I am grateful for the sunshine, and I'm even grateful for the rain. I'm grateful for another chance to get it right. I am grateful for transformation. I am grateful for healing and forgiveness. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for my spouse. I am grateful for my partner. I am grateful for my children. I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful for my mentors. I am grateful for a sound mind. I am grateful for health and strength. I am grateful that I have a mind to see better, want better, and do better. I am grateful for the courage and the boldness to be an entrepreneur. I am grateful for the lessons I learned when they said I lost. I am grateful for the ability to make great decisions. I am grateful for my growing business. I am grateful that my employees share my vision. I am grateful that my business partners believe in me. I am grateful for my loyal customers and clients. I am grateful for referrals to my business. I am grateful for my team and support system. I am grateful for reliable transportation. I am grateful for my unlimited resources. I am grateful that my unique skills afford my livelihood. I am grateful for my achievements, and I am grateful for the lessons I learned from my shortcomings. I am grateful for my strengths and weaknesses. I am grateful for my place of worship and fellowship. I am grateful for everything that I am expecting to receive. I am grateful for everything that I have.
Nice, nice, nice. I'm grateful for life, and I'm grateful for this journey that we are on. Right? Always be grateful for wherever you're at and what you're doing. Don't matter if you think it's hard, you should embrace it. Right? That's why she said she's grateful for the shortcomings. We always want to be grateful for when things are going nice. But let's talk about that today. So tonight, welcome to Mindset Monday. Master the mind, multiply the results. We understand that not just trading, but life itself, it also starts from the mind. You have to work on your mind and your mindset. That's why we have this call. So rules, interaction is mandatory. Cameras on prefer, not for me, for you. And if we give any exercise, please do it. It's for you, for your development. Did we give an exercise last week? Masha, take note of this. When I give exercise, if we did, please write down your notes so we could make sure we cover that exercise. All right, but I think I did give something last week. Did anybody apply it? Did anybody apply what I asked about last week before we start? No, nobody remember what you're supposed to apply? Right, so that means we need to be taking notes. Thank God it have the recorded videos in the back end now. Thanks to the group that everybody wanted it. Anybody's utilizing it on a weekly basis. Anybody's utilizing it? Yes, no, put it in the chat.
Getting some yeses, yes.
Did anybody went back and watch day one when I first started after all the drama happened? I have to say drama, but everybody understand where I'm coming from. I was like, do you know, guys, some of my videos, I have never watched even watch one of my recorded videos. But I glimpsed day one and I just stopped. There's a difference when you're watching yourself than when you're watching somebody else, right? To motivate you. So it is a difference. But anyhow, right? Rate your mindset from 1 to 10 coming into this call. You put it in the group, rate your mindset, and be honest to yourself. Masha 9, yeah, man. You're fired up, Masha. All right, I can share 9, nice. 7. All right, 5. All right. So that is for you to identify where your mindset is at and where you should be working on to get it to, right? Let me move my screen so I'll be able to see. Right. Today we are on week 7. Right. Fear of losing versus fear of not starting. Which one runs your life? Right? Think about it seriously. Even when you were supposed to start this journey, how long it took some of you all to make a phone call to actually start it? Anybody could put a message in the group there. How long it took you to even make that decision and say, okay, you know what? Let me just start. Which one of these things push you? Was it the fear of losing or the fear of not starting? Ours? That's why you're still here, Melissa. Same day? Yes, answer. When you came in person, you're correct. You wanted to start the same day. Right? Some people take months. Some people will see, have been seeing it and want to believe, is it real or not? So, which one runs your life? Reframe the risk and move from fear to calculated action. That's really what we do in trading. We do calculated risk. So you're not gambling. You're not here about gambling, especially in the trading world. And that's why I believe when you become clearer or your vision is clear, nothing stops you. And that is not just trading, in life itself. A lot of your vision is blurry, and that affects you from even believing in yourself and knowing where you're heading. So the clearer you clear that vision, think about yourself right now in the trading world. Some of y'all who are, I will say, intermediate and advanced. When your vision started getting clearer in the trading world, was it easier for you to believe more and be able to calculate your risk and do more? Really think about it. Answer you're one for, I've seen your journey from day 1 to now. And think about how clear that vision is getting for you as a trader. Apply it now to your life. And if your vision is not clear for the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, you need to start working on that. Right? I learned that courage was not the base of fear, but the triumph over it. Right? So you have to have that courage in yourself, okay? Identify your fear driven. Are you more afraid of losing or never changing? Which one are you? How can I say am I, boy? Losing? I'm not afraid of losing because that's where you grow. And if change don't happen, how do you grow? So changes is important. If you're not seeing your life changing, think about anybody have been working 10 years now or more. Anybody? 10 years now or more in their 9 to 5. 19 years. So answer, within that 19 years, how long it took you to decide to do something outside of that first 19 years you have worked there? Just try to do something different. Was that routine over and over being the same? 23 years. 26. Oh, good. You're telling your age now, boy. Some of you. But, Marsha, you could unmute your mic and answer this one. How was the fear of doing something that you have done for a certain amount of years before you could have make that decision to change. Unless you, I mean, if you didn't change, nothing was going to change, right?
Exactly. And I'll tell you this, there was fear.
Mm.
Let's be real. We are human. There was fear. There was the fear in the quiet moments on the outside. And this is me. This is from my perspective. On the outside, I was excited. I wanted something different. I was tired of where I was. I was burnt out from where I was. I wanted something different on a personal level, on a professional level, all the things. On the outside, it looked brave and bold and, confident and stuff. And on the inside, in my quiet moments, I was afraid. I would melt. I would have that shaking fear inside of me. I would shake and I would be afraid because you know what? And this probably because I don't know who relates to this, but as a single parent as well, it was even scarier.
Right. And that's
Right?
and
So
that's the
inside
thing.
of us, there is fear. It's just a matter of which one do you feed, your faith or your fear?
And
Because
the
I have
fear
both
brings
inside of me.
the
Yeah.
loss. And that's what you think. When you think you're losing something, but when it's taken away from you, there's a difference. Melissa could relate to that. Melissa, when it was taken away from you, how was that feeling for you? See if we could unmute Melissa. Melissa, you there? Raise your hand.
Try that, Melissa. Yeah.
Can you get unmute? So it was taken away from her and she had no other choice but to change.
Kelly, in my situation, yes, it was taken away from me, guys, but I was already in the process of I wanted more, right? And I was already changing, I was already having that shift in my mind that there have to be something more than just in this routine of just going to work every day and you go by your desk, you sit and you wait for certain work to be given to you. I just felt that I had more to give. So I was already working at doing that change.
And how
But
long it
really
took
and
you to
truly,
start working? How long you was working there before and then you start
I worked here for 18 years.
18?
But really and truly, the day that it happened, I think everything came crashing down on me like this is my reality now, and I no longer have that safety net of the salary every month, and I had no other choice at that point in time to the choice was either give up or I had to push through because knowing that you have 3 kids, you have a mortgage, you have life, right? But at that point in time, there was no giving up for me. I just had to keep moving. But
Did
yes,
you
at
see
that
yourself?
moment, the day that it happened, yes,
Mhm.
I had a lot of fears.
And what about now pity yourself when it happened to what you was pushing yourself to try to do? Could you see yourself?
It's a different feeling now because yes, you're on the road of entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship is a whole different journey by itself.
It
So you
is.
do have the moments of fear and you do have the excited moments where things are going great, but there's always a fear there, but you have to at the same time Masha was saying is what do you feed into? So I try not to feed into that.
Very good.
I know there will be highs and lows, but you have to just keep going.
So wait. So there is highs and lows in traditional business too.
Yes.
So when you hear it have highs and lows in
Yes.
trading, there's nothing different, guys. There's
Yeah, it's nothing different. Yeah.
highs and lows in everything that you do. So don't compare it. Just know, right? That's why they say name your fear. Naming your fear gives you the power over it, right? Letting go of it, coming out of it. So like one of my fears was coming out and speaking. Even though, many people will say, when you speak powerful. But even though people can say that, it don't matter. I had to believe it. I had to know that I could overcome that fear of talking in crowds, having calls like this. You guys know I like to when you come to in-person class, I will train. I love the in-person classes more than the online classes. So it's still a fear of knowing, okay, I have to get over that. You will always have fears, but you can't let that, I will say, know that it's there, but don't ever let it hold you back. That is why naming it, giving it power, knowing that it's there, it will give you power and will help you, right? And so it will help you respond and not react. So growth begins when the pain of staying stuck becomes greater than the fear of starting. All right? So that's why when Marsha realized, she didn't want to be stuck after a while on those different things like that. So you will find that driving force in you. Knowing your fear helps you shift from hesitation to growth. It's so important. So when you know your fear, just embrace it. Let go of it and don't give a shit about anybody. I'm sorry to say it that way. Right? I had to realize for me to overcome whatever I wanted to overcome, nobody's stopping me from getting what I had to get done because nobody is controlling my life but me. So you have to let go of how others see you and how you think. When you do something, you're doing it for others instead of yourself. Do it for yourself and you'll overcome it, right? So if you're afraid of losing, let go of that. You will never win. And that is so true. So losing are part of the process. You will always have a downtime. You'll always have I believe you learn from your losses. You cannot learn from when you're winning. So forget the mindset of winning all the time. You will never get that experience, that lesson, and that growth. So if you want all of those things, you have to have that. I wouldn't say losing. I don't want to say losing, but you will not have that failure or failing forward. I like to say failing forward. So losses teach more than wins. That is true. When you stay open to lessons and growth. So when you take a loss in trading, when you take a lesson or something that you think it should have go this way in your life, don't look at it as, I remember we having this on a conversation on our last Mindset Monday. Embrace the failure, guys. People tell you the word failure when it comes to you or losses. You have a negative thing about it. But it should always be positive and not negative. So that from this call, you should always think positive when you hear any of those words. Because why you should think positive? Anybody. If you get a loss, if you fail with something, any of those things, the first thing should come in your mind is something positive. And that comes to my mind. Why? It's because I know I will never try to repeat that mistake again, or I could develop myself to not create that same habit or that learning lesson. So I know I could grow from it. So I don't repeat it. So you get growth there and change happen. Okay? So red days are normal in both trading and in both life. Don't define your journey by a red day. How much of you all had a red day and you feel down? I have been there. I have done that. So accept the losses, build your emotion, your resistance, and learn to think long-term success. How much time we repeat that here in this group? Long-term success is what's going to get you what you want in life. I've seen it many times. That is why people win. You see the fly-by-night things? Oh my God. We have to change the mindset or the culture of Caribbean people. We have to change it. And it starts from the people who on this call are willing to go through those tough times. And I'm not going to lie to you. Any breakthrough, it was always going to be a tough time. Even if it's traditional business and even if you're pushing yourself to get yourself to the next level in your work or anything. It is a breakthrough you have to push yourself through. So losing is a stepping stone, not a setback, which is true. It's just a stepping stone. How much time have you all ever had a failure, loss, or something, and you thought it would hold you back. And then when you look back after a month or week, 2 months or a year, and you will say, wait, I cry all that time. I thought that was it. I thought that was the last. But when you let go and you move on faster, you'll see how fast you grow onto that path to your mystery. Okay? So you don't learn to walk by following rules, which is so true. If you think you'll follow rules, and I mean, school teach you that, but I was a rebel in school, and I think that's why I'm like this. Don't follow rules, but it's a good and a bad, right? Right? Start before you're ready, which is so true. Anytime you're thinking you need to be ready, you will never start. That brings the fear, and that creates the doubt, and you'll never create action. When you overthink stuff, that is when you overthink the readiness, and then you start thinking all what could be and what could happen. And that's the problem with most people. Instead of you take it day by day, week by week, and month by month, because it's going to pass anyhow. Just like I made my decision, I'm not getting younger. My pockets is getting fuller, and my health needs to be at the next level. I said, if I don't get up and get moving and keep making excuses, I will never get my health in order. So excuses will never get you somewhere. And if you don't take action, you will never move forward in life. So waiting for a perfect, oh good, I didn't even read that. Waiting for a perfect condition. Boy, I had to find I will say the uncomfortable. Because first of all, I don't like getting up early. I really don't like exercising much. I wish I could send somebody to the gym and I get all the results. Many of you all on this call wish that. But we know that can't happen. I could only control what I could control. And what can I control is get my tail up early. Because if I'm not up early, I'm sleeping. So let me go and do what I have to do so I could get it over with and then focus on my business. And then my kids and other things. So instead of excuses, I just had to get it done. Right? And do the uncomfortable. You'll hear me say that many times. Delaying don't bring growth. Clarity, confidence comes after you take what? Action. Guys, action is so important. If you don't have action in your life every day and every week, don't expect change. Nothing comes after that. Small steps builds momentum and courage. How much of you all have been taking small steps since you joined this community? And you have been building your courage and your momentum. Really and truly. Oh God, I can share, I know. I've been there from day one with you. And many others on this call. And I love to see the growth because you can see it in the ones who are taking the action. Take the action now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Be ready or you're not ready. And how real progress begins is when you take that action. So you don't have to be great in anything that you're doing, but just have that start and be ready to go. Literally, just start and go. I think that's one thing, Richie love about me. I don't overthink. I've tell you guys that many times. I go and make a lot of mess sometimes. But that's how you figure out stuff sometimes. And that's how you get things done. So some of you all need to go make some mess. And don't overthink. And some of you all need to have some sleepless nights. It will pay off. Okay? So stop making excuses with life and find whatever you need to get done and get it done. So nothing changes if you don't. Staying stuck is the bigger risk that you're taking in your life because time is going to pass anyhow. Look, we already past the middle of the year. How much things do you think some people have done from the beginning of this year to now? And then at the end of the year, they will say, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to do this. And they will start it for 1 week, 2 weeks, a month. And then before even a month, they're done. Consistency comes, what do you say, when your comfort zone feels safe, but keeps you in the same cycle. Consistency comes after 90 days being consistent with something. It's kind of like getting in your comfort zone. But the first week, the first 3 weeks, and the first month is the hardest for most people. And not to give up. Inaction costs more over time than taking a chance on growth. Inaction. Guys, that word action is so important. Because a lot of us, when we become adults, we don't have that person behind you telling you what to do and what not to do. So who do you have there? What's the closest thing to your ears? Your mouth. And if you're not talking to yourself to get that change, whether you're uncomfortable or not, it's not going to happen. Change starts when you choose the process over excuses, which is so true. It's so true. The bigger your risk isn't trying. It's saying you're stuck in the same place. So you have to know, what are you willing? What was the first thing we start off with? Guys, this thing is even speaking to me. That's why when I see I'm uncomfortable, when I'm tired, when I'm doing what I need to be doing, I know I'm getting progress happening. I can see growth. I could feel it. I know I'm excited. So if you want something, you never had, you must be willing to do something what you have never done. Which is so true. If you want more in your bank account, or you want to look better, you don't think you have to do something different? Whatever you have done right now have got you where you are right now. So you need to know that the path you're on, it could be a good change. You hear what I say? A good change. But if you don't know that, how will you actually get that change if you don't recognize and put in the work and the action? But guys, this mindset Monday is just hype me up, boy. Oh God, I love it. Anyhow, let me come on to the way of greatness. I love to bring on my next success partner, Marsha, mindset coach. She has been doing this, studying it, and look, she's in the right place again with the right community and team. Marsha, I'm passing it on to you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Guys, when Kelly said mindset coach, and Melissa talked about traditional business, let me just put a little pin there. After I stepped out of career, being employed for 26 years, I went into business, right, for myself. And would you know it, in coaching and consulting, right? So I ran my own business for, this would be the 6th year, right? Ran it well. And it took me places. You see that same thing, if you step out of your comfort zone, you will end up in places you never thought before, but you have to overcome that thing called fear, because you see what is on that screen there? God puts the best things in life on the other side of fear. Guys, if I tell you how I was afraid, but I didn't stop. So let's look at this video clip, and then we'll continue with the conversations.
So, for me, the daily confrontation with fear has become a real practice for me since about three years ago. I went skydiving in Dubai, right? And skydiving is a really interesting confront with fear, right? So I gotta stand up. I'm sorry, I gotta stand up. All right. So All your friends, what happens? You go out, sorry, I dropped my thing. So what happens is you go out the night before and you take a drink with your friends and somebody says, yeah, we should go skydiving tomorrow. And you go, yeah, we'll go skydiving tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. And you go, yeah. And everybody goes, yeah. Right? And you go home and you by yourself, you're like, Right? You're like, well, I mean, they was drunk too. Right? So maybe they not, maybe, I mean, we don't have to go. We don't have to do it. So then that night you're laying in your bed and you just keep, and you're terrified. You keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane and you can't figure out why you would do that, right? And you're laying there and you have the worst night's sleep of your life, but you still have the hope that your friends were drunk, right? So you wake up the next day and you go, down and you say where you were going to meet and everybody's there. You're like, oh, shit. All right, cool. Right? So you get in the van and you don't know that your friends had the same night that you had because they're pretending like they didn't. They're like, yeah, man, my uncle's a Navy SEAL and, this is going to be great. I've been looking forward to this. And you're like, oh, my God. And your stomach is terrible. You can't eat and everything, but you don't want to be the only punk who doesn't jump out of this airplane. So you get there and then you have this safety brief. And you're standing there, and the guys will tell you, well, if the chute doesn't open, what's going to happen is why the hell, what could happen? That the chute wouldn't open, right? So you do a thing, and what you do is your first jump, you're attached to a guy who is going, he's going to walk you out. So you go, and you get there, and there's an airplane, and nobody's stopping. Everybody's still going. So you get onto the airplane, and you're sitting there, and it's extra because you're sitting on some dude's lap, some stranger. He's sitting on his lap, and it's like, you trying to make small talk. Yeah, man. So you be jumping with people all the time, huh? Right? So, and then you just want to make sure, you got kids, right? You got people you need to see, right? You just want to make sure he's serious, right? So you get in there. So everything's normal. So you fly and you go up to 14,000 feet, and you notice there's a light. It's red. And it's yellow and green, right? So right now the light's red. So then you start thinking at some point the light's going to go green, but you don't know what's going to happen, right? And you wait and it goes yellow and the light goes green and somebody opens the door. And in that moment you realize you've never been in a freaking airplane with the door open. Right? Terror. Oh, sorry, I'm spitting. Oh, sorry. No, terror. Right? So you go, and then, if you were smart, you sat in the back so you don't go first, right? And then people start going out of the airplane. And you go, and the guy walks you up to the end of the thing, and you're standing, and your toes are on the edge, and you're looking out down to death. And they say, on 3. And they say, 1, 2, and he pushes you on 2 because people grab on 3, right? Right? And you go, and you fall out of the airplane, and in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying, right? It doesn't feel like falling, right? It's like you actually are kind of held a little bit by the wind, and then you start falling, and there's zero fear. You realize that the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. It's bliss. It's bliss, and you're flying, right? And you're doing that, and then 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 40 seconds, and you have enough time to just kind of be like, oh, shit, that's that building. I like that one. Oh, you can see the ocean. Right? You start doing all of that, and the lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Just don't go. Why are you scared in your bed 16 hours before you jump? Why are you scared in the car? Why could you not enjoy breakfast? What did you need that? The fear is fear of what? You're nowhere even near the airplane. Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. It only just ruins your day. You don't have to jump. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fear are all of the best things in life. You know? So that was sorry. So that was.
Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you got what that clip was about. Put a 1 in the chat if you felt everything that clip. Yeah, you felt it. Yeah. God puts the best things in life on the other side of fear. And fear is real. Fear is nothing to be embarrassed about, ashamed about. It is a feeling. But the thing is, how do we deal with fear? How do we, what do we do with our fear? There's a little story that says this Cherokee Indian chief was speaking to his grandson and giving him a story and said, you know, my grandson, inside of us, there are 2 wolves. One is, and they're always fighting. One is about positivity and goodness and abundance, and the other one is about scarcity and fear and all those things. So the grandson listened and he said, Grandpa, but who wins that fight if they're always fighting? And the grandfather says, my son, the one who wins is the one that we feed. Which one are you feeding when it comes to faith and fear? Because they both live inside of you, right? So I want you all should be taking notes. Take a note of that. Which one are you feeding? Do a self-check right now. Those are some of the tools we use in coaching, in mindset coaching, a self-check. What are you feeding right now? Your fear? What are you focusing on? Your fear or your faith? Right? And if it is that you find yourself feeding the one that you don't want to be feeding, let's learn to navigate out of that. Right? How can we do that? We can do that with tools. Some of the tools I'm presenting to you now. Affirmations. How you speak to yourself. Life or death, my friend, is in the power of the tongue. What you say, your words have life or they have death. When you tell yourself, I am, right? Or you are affirming to yourself that you are that already. Right? So let's begin to speak. Even if you're not 100% there yet, speak it. It will happen. It will come. Words and it will align. It will align. Your body will start to feel it. You have to have it's called a visceral effect when your words and your body start to match in action, right? They start to align. So let's look at what we're talking about when it comes to affirmations. I choose growth over comfort and action over fear. Every step forward empowers me. Kelly said something, I love what she said. Sometimes you don't have to give a shit about what anybody else says. It empowers me. Look at yourself for once. You know, sometimes we ask ourselves, and I've done this with persons who are entering into this company wanting to learn something new. Why are you doing this? And they say about their family and their kids and everything. What about you? Don't neglect yourself. Don't neglect yourself that this is going to fill you and empower you. And if your vessel is full, then you can pour into the others who need you. So you have to fill yourself up as well, right? Sometimes this is not bashing. I'm a parent myself. This is not bashing you as a parent, but you know what? Fill up your vessel. If you don't fill up yourself, you have nothing to give to those who need you, right? You can't pour from a dry cup, an empty cup, okay? I trust the process, embrace the lessons, and know that real change begins with who? With me. We have all the lessons when it comes to mentor, peak consulting. Everything is there. Everything is recorded. It's there. It's for you to go and access and learn. But who really has to make the effort and the change? Yourself, right? It begins with me. Yes, I remember talking to Kelly just the other day, and I was telling her, wow, look, I remember when the website had like 1 video, 1 or 2, and now they are plus 25 there. Who has to make use of it? Each person, yourself. Right? Because it's loading up each and every time, but it will have only value to you if you use it. It has to begin with yourself, right? And trust yourself in the process. Now, affirmations help you rewire your mindset. Make sure you saying that to yourself, you're writing it. And you're really speaking it over yourself. When you go in front of your charts and you're learning and you're doing the homework and you're doing anything, I am getting there. I am becoming better every day. Remove yourself from saying, I don't know this and I'm new and I don't know. Yes, you are here to learn. Let's start to change the narrative. Can we move forward, please? Now, let's put it together. Clarity, simplicity, and focus build the confidence that you need to grow. So sometimes we wait, and that comes with the word ready. We're not ready yet, or we're waiting to get confident to do something. Guys, do the something. Your confidence will fall in. Even if you don't do it perfectly, fail forward, as Kelly always says. Because, and this is a quote I love to quote, Nelson Mandela said it, I never lose, I either win or I learn. Everything teaches you something, and it teaches you what not to do as well. But if you want to go and do the same mistake 3-4 times, well, do it 3-4 times, but make sure that you don't stick there. You assess why it is you're stuck. That's when you get stuck, when you don't realize what the learning part was. Okay? Now, fear and failure are part of the process, right? And yeah, at one point in time, we knew nothing about charts. Now we reach a different level. I saw Answer put it, the new fear is going live. And you know what? When you go live, that will also, you will have let that go. And then there will be another level for you to conquer. But that is growth. There will always be, to say it very crass, every level has a different devil. So every level has a different challenge for you. But that lets you realize, look how far I've come. Look at how far I've come. And when you hit that part where, like I said, sometimes I feel like I'm 3 feet from goal, but I'm digging rocks. And then the breakthrough comes. So don't give up on that. Now, your mindset is the foundation. Affirm it daily, act boldly, and trust the process. You are right where you need to be. Right where you are is right where you need to be. Nobody's in competition. You're on your own lane. You're in your own lane. And if you are not yet, don't watch who's doing what. Because you don't know what their journey was. You don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what hiccups or setbacks or whatever it is that they are going through. But your journey is yours. And thankfully, we have Kelly and Richard who have created a beautiful, supportive community, because many people are struggling to do things on their own and they have no support, even in their own home or household. It's very hard to get like-minded people to really hear you and lift you. Know, God bless the people who you're with, your family, your spouse, your kids, but they may not truly be walking in the same road. Right? So thank God for this community. I see people putting it in the chat, and connect in forums like these. That's why we have these. Let's move forward. Journaling. Now, one of the action things that I want to encourage you, and I was a principal as well, so homework, journal. Do your journals. Write it out. Right? Because many times we have thoughts in our head, and if we don't write it out, you know what? We can't really assess where we are, what we have accomplished. So let's see the journal prompts for this week. Where am I waiting to feel ready? And what might it be costing me? I'm waiting to be ready to go live. I'm waiting to be ready to start that business idea. I'm waiting to be ready to do this. What is it costing you in the long run? It's time going by. And like Kelly always said, time is going by anyway. What are you trying to be ready for? Journal prompt 2. Oh, right? Yeah. Right. So called journal prompt 2. What belief is keeping me stuck? Now make sure and do your journaling, guys. What belief is keeping me stuck, and what new belief could move me forward? Sometimes we're waiting to be perfect. Waiting to know everything to the T. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. There's nothing perfect in this world. It is progress that we should be focusing on, not perfection. Right? And start before you're ready. Just as we love that saying, start before you're ready. So let's have some reflection and call to action. So action steps. We love taking action steps. Listen, choose one area of your life, whether it's in your life or in trading, where you're holding back. Because some of us are holding back. Kelly recognized it in her health wise. Where were you holding back yourself? I recognized it in my business practice. Where was I holding back? Right? Take one bold step this week, whatever it is. No matter how small it is, move forward with courage and with clarity. Reflection. Progress doesn't come from knowing it all. You don't have to know it all, you know. You don't have to know it all. But when it comes to acting with intention, just keep trusting that process. And keep showing up. Keep showing up even when it feels uncomfortable. You see, when we start this call off and we ask, where are you at with your mindset? Put it there. Give it a number, 1 to 10. Even if you're feeling like a 1 or a 2, show up. Show up. It matters. Your presence here counts. Even when it feels uncomfortable. Even when you show up to a class that says advanced, show up. Show up. Something in there is going to be of value. There's value in everything that you show up for. So make sure and show up. Kelly, I'm going to hand it back to you now.
All right, guys. Oh God, I love this class today. Let me stop the recording. Let me stop the recording video. Where is it?